Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Oh, I love your quizzical look on your face. To people tuning in,
surprise every day that I show up here.
Good morning, Nation. Tuesday morning, April 2nd. If you're tuning in on the podcast and listening, you're going to want to just maybe turn on the video and check out Keith and Nicole this morning. So Keith's got the emergency vest on today, Nicole.
I see that.
I went for a run this morning.
Ooh, did you not want to get hit by something? Is that what that's about?
No, I didn't run with the vest.
Okay.
Hey, Nicole, I'm a marketer. I'm running with the vest. I'm here to promote a show. I'm here to promote my conversation with Mike Keating.
Is he coming on this show or the show that you already had with him?
No, here's the truth. No, I'm going to promote the show that I did with him because I'm going to knock on his door and try to convince him to come join us. Because hey, today's theme is, I thought to myself, collectively. Today,
the voices up there.
I'm just speaking on your behalf now. Today's theme is going to be about, we want to help you, nation. Yeah. And I have a few things we can talk about to help. So I thought to myself, we can help Mike Keating. He was on the show. We had a wonderful, entertaining conversation. He's the CEO of Norhart, runs a massive construction company, disrupting the industry. And I had a great conversation. We created some great content. And I said to Mike, there's really no reason, Mike, we shouldn't have a conversation once a month. Come join Nicole and myself for coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Hop in for 10, 15 minutes. Nicole, he must have something he has to say to his stakeholders at least once a month.
Right. Yeah, you'd think.
Right? Like maybe his employees, maybe his sales team, maybe maybe just the industry alone. Maybe he has some things he has to get off his. Maybe he wants to control the narrative at Norhart where he's able to communicate to his audience. And I'm sure he's already doing it. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if we can take a different slant with him and people like Mike and provide some entertaining business conversation.
Yeah, totally.
That's what we try to do here, right? So I thought we'd talk about some of the ways we can help our people, Business Athlete Nation, LinkedIn Nation, as well as since you and I have made our audacious goal announcements, I want to start pumping up for this Friday and let's get somebody signed up for that. So I figure we got a few things we can chat about today. I made a list, going to keep building in the open with everybody. I thought we could touch on a touch of gratitude today. I thought that we could, chat. So ChatGPT is now free for anybody who wants to use it. Maybe that's old news, new news, but it's new news as of yesterday.
Yeah.
Creator Spotlight. I found somebody for us to talk about on LinkedIn. Ryan Sullivan plus Nicole. I want to show you, since we're talking about helping everybody, I want to talk to you about my growth stats on LinkedIn in the last 30, 60, 90 days.
I love KPIs.
Yes, and I'm excited to know that you'll be sitting down when I share this with you because you're going to go, holy smokers, how do I get a piece of that?
Yeah.
Yes, and I know we're talking about that too already. So, and then I want to talk about partnering with us, join for entertaining conversation. And then ideally, I want to get you into BAPL HQ live on the air here. I want to get you going here. I know we've been trying to get into the calendar here to do that. Maybe we do that here today on the show. And then at the same time, I thought I can tease part of my conversation yesterday with John Anderson, the big guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. How'd that go with big muscles? Right?
It was interesting. We're going to go back for part 2, part 3.
Awesome.
And if we have some time, did you know that there's a new study that reveals that walking more decreases your risk of heart disease and health? And then I'd like to get to Jeffing. We talked about that, teased it yesterday.
Yes.
And I want to tease upcoming show today with Prince George. So we have a ton to potentially get to today for Business Athlete Nation. But before we do that, how was your cheeseburger yesterday? How was the day with Caroline, I believe it is, right?
Yes. We didn't do the cheeseburgers yet. We are doing that tonight. I got everything to do. We're going to make homemade ones, and then we're also going to take her out to eat later in the week, or maybe even next week, and see which one she prefers. So we're going to have cheeseburgers 2 ways. And my day
You
kind
started
of
2 ways.
right. I mean,
You're awesome, actually. Don't leave any stone unturned.
I know.
Just so I'm clear on this. You're having cheeseburgers at home, then you're going out and having cheeseburgers again?
Later in the week, yeah. So to see which one she kind of prefers, because ours is like gonna be a classic American like cheddar cheese, tomato, onion, but you can get like mushrooms on your hamburger
Yes.
and you can get like avocados on your hamburger. So we're gonna do both and just see which one she prefers. And I didn't make it to Waterfall Alley. They did go. I have an amazing
Oh,
friend who also has an exchange student. Um, and my meetings got kind of jacked up yesterday, so I ended up staying home and working, um, which is okay. But they had a blast. They went on a hike behind one of the waterfalls, and they really loved it. So
that's awesome. So
uh,
are you going to get to the Waterfalls Alley or not really at the moment?
I probably won't like this week. No. It's funny because we don't really go hang out there unless we have people in town. Because it is such a touristy kind of place because
Yes.
it's from Portland to where we live, so it's like right on the way.
Gotcha.
And so, but yeah, once I do go, because we'll probably go when my in-laws come, which they usually come in the spring, early summer. So I will definitely capture some waterfall pictures when I go out
Awesome.
there. But yeah,
Yeah. So just so I'm clear here, nobody was going down the waterfalls yesterday.
not going down them, no, just looking at them.
Looking at them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's riding. And when summer is around, can people ride down them? Like, are they have rapids they can ride down the waterfalls, or was there
Not
water
these.
slides there too?
Yeah, no, not these. We do have a few rivers up here
Yeah.
that are really well known for kayaking, and that is raging right now since all of the snow off the mountains is melting, and so there's a ton of kayaking going on, and there are some falls. I mean, we've got some. I can't remember the numbers, but they're like a class 4 or 5. So yeah, kayaking's big up here too, but these are just for viewing pleasure
Yeah.
because they're really high, like they're pretty tall.
Yeah, because we got to be honest. I was thinking yesterday after we chatted, and I'm thinking, so Nicole's talking about the waterfalls and waterfalls, water slides, and I'm thinking, it's April. Nobody's going in the water because I know I sent you a text yesterday saying, "Hey, capture some moments," and then I reflected, going, "I'm suspecting nobody's in the water."
No, yeah, and it's freezing. The water's freezing right
Well,
now.
yeah, of course. Is it freezing going down? It's like if it's stuck.
No, not anymore. It does like some of them will freeze like December, January, but they're all pretty much like just going right now. Plus, it's been sunny here for like a week. Today's our last sunny day. So.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. How was your day?
My day was awesome yesterday. It was action packed. I am on this continued quest again in our conversation of building in the open in front of everybody. On this continued quest to keep modifying how I'm pulling this together. I as we get into April feels more organized than March. This is our 4th week of this, and what's interesting is that I had a conversation somewhere in the last week or so where somebody's like, we spend so much time thinking about getting started, and then never do. We plan, think, and I'm saying this out loud to everybody because I know somebody listening here right now, this can resonate.
Yes.
And we just got started. Like, you knocked on my door a month ago and said, "Hey, Keith, I'm doing this ultra marathon. Will you be my accountability partner?" I said, "Yeah, I want to do a morning show. Will you join me?" You said, "Yeah." We decided on a time and a date, and we just started going.
Yeah, I think it was a Wednesday or Tuesday, and we started that following Monday. Like it was a very quick turnaround.
And I think this is also actually timely because when I share my stats with you, I want to show what's happened since we started this daily conversation for me. Because it's been an eye opener. It's actually proved what I thought.
Yeah.
And what I thought, Nicole, was, so I grew up with morning radio, probably like you, habits, right? We all get up in the morning, we turn the radio on, and we turn the TV on, and we have some sound to start our day, right? No?
For sure. Yeah. I did growing up. I don't really now. I mean, now I listen to you, but
yeah. She's like, great. No, but we tend to maybe join our. So today we jump into social, right? We either go into Instagram or we go into X or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. We go somewhere to maybe connect with the world.
Yeah, for sure.
And when we started streaming into LinkedIn, as I was doing my lunchtime show and started seeing people show up and start watching, I wondered to myself, if we streamed in the morning when the world is waking up and we get in front of their habits, will people watch and will people engage and will people show up without us even spending any money or actually making any banners or putting up any billboards, and just showed up? And lo and behold, people started showing up. And they start showing up every single day. And then what happened was I started engaging with people throughout the day on LinkedIn, started engaging in people during the show. And dude, my numbers have just gone through the roof. You know what? Let me just, maybe I'll just share these on the screen with you. What the hell? Let's do that. Because it just shows that it's work. It just shows that it's working. Yeah. Right. I'm connecting with more people than ever. I believe you're connecting with more people than ever.
Yeah, I am. That quite a few requests and just connections daily, which is awesome.
Yeah, and then I'm taking that and I'm reaching out and I'm creating a 1 and a half minute video with everybody, which is fantastic too. But let me show you my stats. Yeah. So,
what tool are you using for that? I meant to ask you.
Yeah, so I'm using Taplio.
For the videos?
Oh, for what videos?
For your welcome videos, like, or you just do that on your phone?
Great question. Yeah, so you know what I'm doing? I figured out the process on the weekend. I'm using a mix of Canva and my phone. I'm staring into my phone. So I've created almost like a thank you card template in Canva, right? And here, why don't I show you? Let's just do it on the air. I'll show you on the air here because let's share and I love to share in the ocean, in the open, because I think that's in the ocean, because I think it's the best way to teach people. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do this. Let's go. Boom. So I've created a template, and I have a template here. I think you can see this probably. Not yet. Maybe. Hold on. Present. Share screen. Window. Boom. There we go. Okay, so you're listening right now. Oh, it's not gonna say it's sharing. So I'll do that on a refresh. Anyways, okay, so I'll do that on our break. So I created a template in Canva, basically like a card, like a digital card, right? Oh, it has a I think I shared it with you. It has a front on it.
A little outline.
Yeah, it's exactly it. And then inside of Canva, I record my video. And it processes it. So I try to keep the video around a minute and a half. I thank the I thank the human being for connecting with me. And I wrap up the video and I send it to them. So it takes about maybe 2.5 minutes. However, the responses I get from somebody getting a video from me.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh. Yeah, because they're not expecting to receive a video from you.
Right. Yeah. Well, it shows that you take the time to personalize it and just, not that it's a crazy amount of time, but it's enough time to send to somebody that you've never met before. You know what I mean? I do. But as I said to you yesterday, I believe that if I can invest a minute and a half of your time to say, hey, nice to meet you, Nicole. I'm looking forward to seeing your content in my feed. I'm looking forward to engaging with the content in your feed. I think right off the bat, you're going, okay, interesting. This fellow showed some interest in me. And then secondly, I'm saying to you, I wanted to let you know that I'm also on this big, audacious goal, this mission. And it's about trying to become the world's biggest talk show host by creating the world's biggest talk show on LinkedIn and YouTube. And I recognize that to do that, Nicole, I would love to invite you in to consume some of my content. And maybe you say to yourself, oh, okay, this guy has an audacious goal. Interesting. What's he up to? Might make you curious. Maybe you check out some of our content, whether the morning show or the afternoon show, and you're like, yeah, this guy gave me a minute of his time. I'm pretty impressed with that. Maybe you then decide to invite us into their world regularly in mornings or afternoons or evenings to consume that content ongoing. Next thing you know, Nicole, those viewer minutes keep going up and up and up and up and up. Yep, totally.
Right. So I believe that if we can invest a minute and a half, 2 minutes with somebody, we can get payoff with that. So that's what I'm trying. But I'll tell you, at the rate my people are adding me to their network,
it's going to be hard to keep up with all this.
Dude, so yesterday I had a plan to do it in the afternoon, didn't get around to it. So I had a plan yesterday evening. I was like, okay, tonight, at this point in the evening, I'm going to go and do my welcome videos. So I was doing my stuff. The next thing you know, I'm sitting on my couch, in my robe and in my kind of like my night clothes. I'm like, oh, right. I forgot to do the videos. I don't think I'm shooting somebody videos in a robe today.
Right. Well, I mean, you could see how that goes.
Hugh Hefner.
Works for him. I mean,
that's true. Just showing up and thanking you for liking my content. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I do. Because, hey, we're marketers here, Nicole. I have maybe a hook I could throw it to the audience. Here's a soundbite for everybody. But it's funny because I recorded this in my phone to make a note of this. But I'm thinking that I could create some creative for Business Athlete Nation, which maybe says something along the lines of humorously, would you like to take me to bed with you?
Are you going to start a nighttime show too?
Well, no.
Okay.
Because I know that people take the daytime show and watch it at night.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I could put some marketing around that and say, hey, you want to take me to bed with you, and invite people to take me to bed with them.
In your room.
And Nicole, if you want to go to sleep with me, just as long as you can gradually keep the minutes up every single night, so that maybe for the first night you've watched a few minutes, but then as every night goes by, you stay up a few minutes longer, Nicole, because then we can drive the YouTube algorithm that, hey, Nicole's liking Keith's content just 30 seconds more. She's trying to stay awake just 30 seconds more to like the content. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Just an idea. So that just some marketing ideas I thought I'd throw there to Business Athlete Nation, right?
I like it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So listen, we've done a lot of chatter here. Let's give back to Nation. Let's take a coffee break. You go grab coffee. I'm going to reset my browser so I can share some stuff with you. I want to share part of the conversation I had yesterday with John Anderson. I want to get into just some highlights and headlines of the day. I want to share my stats with you. And I want to share some ways we can help Business Athlete Nation. So go grab a coffee. Let's come back in about a minute, 2 minutes, and we'll resume our chat. Okay. Awesome. All right, we're back. Good morning, nation. 20 minutes into our hour together. I'm going to get better at ending the show before the top of the hour because my ambition is to get this show packaged up and out to the next group as quick as possible here. Just trying to play with time. So trying to wrap it up maybe by the 50-minute, 53, 55-minute, because what I'm learning is I can get this show. I got to tell my secret, Nicole.
Yeah. Share your wizardry with all of us.
Western traditional media ears perk up when they hear what I'm going to say next. It's like we can do this morning show. I can package this whole thing up and get it out in front of people within 5 minutes.
That's insane.
It is insane. And you know what? I know, nation, I got a bunch of other things to talk to you about. The theme today is we're going to help you. Let me share with you what happened yesterday. Because I know I wrote this in our comment yesterday with Sean Nascent. But if you're listening to me right now, I want your ears to perk up, because here's how Keith and Nicole can help you as a business owner, solopreneur, entrepreneur, creator, somebody who's starting your day and you're like, I have an announcement to make. Mm-hmm. I have something to share with the world, whether it's today, whether it's this week, something timely, Nicole. Mm-hmm. And maybe they're like, I want to create something different, something unique, something entertaining, something informative. Maybe they're not as comfortable just staring into their own phone themselves, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not comfortable at all. Hi. And I'm getting you there too.
Yep, we're working on it.
You totally are working on it. Listen, week 4, I can see the improvements every single day, which is a good segue. So that, again, continuing yesterday, I get up in the morning for my morning routine, and I see this comment from Sean Nascent. Mm-hmm. Former, awesome, by the way. Oh my goodness, is he awesome? Yes, is he ever awesome? And we've got a conversation coming up with him in a few weeks about neurodiversity. He's going to be live in the lab. So Sean, big creator on LinkedIn, former Walt Disney Imagineer, has a couple neurodiverse children. He's
cancer survivor.
The guy is got it going on. If you want to be inspired, you got to connect with Sean Nascent, frankly.
Yes.
So Sean yesterday announced, I wake up, Nicole, and I have this coffee, and I'm like, oh, Sean's making an announcement. And I just meet the guy on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I knock on his door. I'm like, hey, Sean, do you want to join Nicole and I for coffee in the morning to share your announcement with the world on a broader, different scale? And this is a good segue to weaving in Ryan Sullivan, our creator of the day coming up. That is not text, not AI generated, that it's got some humans behind it.
Yep.
He's like, sure. He's like, do I need to wear underwear? Like, doesn't matter. Just because, or do I have to have a shower? I'm like, I don't care. Just, you can set the tone for the day.
Wear robes, whatever.
That's it, Nicole. Within an hour, he was on the show. By the time my coffee finished, within the hour, he was booked on the show. He joined us at around the 30-minute mark of the show. Mm-hmm. We spoke for, I think it was 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or maybe it was like the 40 minutes. Yeah, we spoke for 20, 25 minutes. The show ended at 55, 57 minutes on the hour. I had Sean's quote unquote social media kit to him before the bottom of the next hour.
It's amazing.
So he had his conversation with us chopped up, put into it was like a 14-minute clip. We had it made for him. We made some shorts for him. We gave him the raw piece of video with us, and he was ready to go for the day with content made.
Yeah. And so do you have someone that does that, or do you use an AI tool, or how do you do this? Everybody.
Great question. Yes, did it myself using an AI tool. So we spoke. So our meeting ended. I used 2 tools, Nicole, and let's just share the magic on the air. So I used 2 tools. The show ended immediately. So we use StreamYard for our show. So as you know, right? So the show immediately ended. I download the show. I throw it into Descript immediately. So Descript is like Microsoft Word for video editing. It shows up. It shows up as a Word style doc, and then immediately I run it through some AI to clean it up. I clean the pauses up, clean the dead air up, and I then immediately export it. That takes a few minute process. I have it uploaded in
it's breaking up a little bit, or is that on my end?
And then my goal is within that 15 minutes, I hit publish, which then it ends up in our subscribers' inboxes. So again, if you want to partner with Keith and Nicole, you're hearing everything right now. Here's the magic. You can get your message delivered to somebody's inbox within the hour, half an hour, 20 minutes, trying to get it as fast as possible, trying to keep it as real time as possible. Whether that's important or not, I don't know. I think it is. I think having timely information, showing that we can deliver it timely is important. We don't mess around. So I run it through Descript. I then processed it and published it. Well, at the same time, we're uploading it to our YouTube channel. And then, Nicole, I take the YouTube channel clip. I ran it through a platform called Opus Clips. It then took out some highlights from the show, like 1 minute clips, 30-second clips, 90-second clips. That allows us to do that. Matter of fact, why don't I show you right now?
Yeah.
Because I have our show from yesterday up there. I just realized I have it there. So why don't I just show it to you? So here we go. I'm going to do a little on-air screen share here this morning. Again, in the idea of showing you guys and bringing value to your life. So this tool here, and I can't get over how many people still aren't aware of a platform like this. So you're seeing right now, you're seeing Opus Clips, Nicole. So you're seeing our 20-minute conversation with Sean, you and me and Sean, all chopped up in, here's a 34-second clip. Here's a 1.5 minute clip. So let's run this one right now. Let's check this out.
So as I've moved into this thought leadership space, speaking, helping others build their story and their voice and thought leadership, I thought it's time to separate it out and call it two different things. And so the Nascent group was born, and we have this incredible tagline that says, "Embrace your fire, unleashing authentic voices to transform the world one heart set at a time." And I'll give you some background around that.
So there you go, right? So there's that. So there's Sean's clip right there. So it's a 34-second clip. Let's say you're saying, Keith, I don't want to have it in 9:16 format. I want to change the design of it. So we can put it in either, we can make it in either widescreen, which is what we are in right now.
Yeah. And does it do the text on the screen? Like it just does that in the
like this right here? Oh yeah, like this right here. Yeah. So there you go. So we're gonna go watch this.
So as I've moved into this thought leadership space, speaking,
I love how it uses
build
like your green, like BAPL. Yeah. I'm sure is that a template? I would assume
that is exactly a template. Yeah. So I added that. I changed the color on it, so you can change all the design attributes. And then what you can also do is if you want to add some B-roll to it. So check this out. I'll add some B-roll to our chat. So as we know, people need to be entertained and informed, so they're always looking for quick cuts and information. Keep them enthused with the content. So this is going to create some AI generated B-roll that will run alongside this conversation, and it's just doing it here as we're at 15%. You're going to see it pop up here in a second. But the point is, took the 20-minute conversation, threw it up here to Opus Clips. It had this process within 12 minutes. So now there is a human being required, obviously, to take this, clean it up, and then publish it. But if you think about the process, quote unquote, yesterday, you're taking the hour, you're actually having to watch the show for the hour, scrub it, edit it, cut it. There's a lot more work involved than just having it run it through somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. And again, back to the helping part. This is where Keith and Nicole can help you. You want to work with us? You want to get your content out rapidly, quickly, entertaining, quality. You're seeing this media company being born right in front of you right now, and we're doing it using these tools in a very efficient, effective way. So there you go. So watch this. Let's check this out, Nicole. So now we're going to take this video.
Call it two different things. And so the Nascent group was born, and we have this incredible tagline that says, "Embrace your fire, unleashing authentic voices to transform the world one heart set at a time." And I'll give you some background around that.
Please do.
How does it pull those images? It just does it itself?
Yeah, it made them. It made it automatically. So I said generate B-roll video, and it did. So whether you want that or not, that's entirely your choice. But you can go, like I said, you can do different designs. You can do there is 9 by 16, there is 16 by 9, and there, of course, is the square
Stories
Instagram.
and shorts.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, there you go. So you can also go to this version here too. But because
Awesome.
we do design live, I have to, like, because our show is produced live on the fly here with all these graphics and everything, sometimes I find it doesn't show up as aesthetically well. So it does take a little bit of effort. But the point is how we can help somebody join the conversation with Keith and Nicole. We can rapidly create content for you, rapidly get your message in front of the world in a very timely fashion. You can control the narrative.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And we can do it regularly, Nicole. So if somebody wants to sit down with us and say, hey, we have this announcement on Wednesdays or Fridays, or we're having this discussion with our stakeholders these days of the week. You and I just want to be the conduit.
It's true. We love connecting people and talking. Yeah.
That's exactly it. Okay, so that's so let's get into my stats. Oh man, I got to keep getting better at staying organized here. All right, so let's do this. Let's talk about adding value to people and helping them get going. Let's talk about some gratitude this morning, Nicole.
Yeah, so much of it. I mean,
do you do gratitude?
Yes, yes, I do. It's funny. I used to want to sit down and journal and affirmations and gratitude and things like that. And I find that I have a hard time sitting still for a long time.
Yeah.
So I kind of work it in almost like habit stacking. So when I'm finishing up my run is when I kind of take that time, because I'm usually listening to some sort of audiobook. And a lot of that has, like mindset, gratitude, thankfulness, planning, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of works into that part of my day. Because I used to be like, you need to sit down, you need to do this. And again, similar to what we talked about maybe yesterday, like if I were to make myself, and maybe eventually it would work into it, but like if I didn't feel like running and I went and did it and just to do it and didn't really get what I really wanted out of it, it's kind of like, what's the point? So I've learned to kind of like do it throughout my day, I guess.
Interesting. Creating awareness through it, making it part of a habit somewhere, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it totally kicks off after my morning run, usually.
Interesting. The endorphins are going. You're just you're feeling something. Running certainly unlocks emotion in people, doesn't it?
For sure. Yeah. That I think I've shared with you that I got into running after my dad passed away. That was a way for me to kind of grieve and get out there, and lots of emotions would come out on runs. And because I've been a soccer player, I'm not really a runner. But that was a great way for me to kind of work through a lot of emotions.
It's not uncommon for me to see Lauren, break down with an emotional expression after a long run.
Yep.
Whether it's tears, whether it's just this, it's like this is just a big release, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
So I bring up gratitude because I got a post that went up today on LinkedIn, which is gratitude changes everything.
It does.
And if you're starting your day with Keith and Nicole, again, the ambition with this show is to help you guys move forward, be accountable, create some awareness, just be a positive message. Gratitude's not just a feeling, it's a way of life. Living with gratitude opens our eyes. We start seeing the good in small things that we, recognizing those perfect moments that seem insignificant but are truly special. And I suspect yesterday you found some moments with your time with your exchange student that were probably just a normal moment, but when you reflect upon it, you're like, wow, I'm really grateful she's here.
Yeah, totally.
Right. Yeah. So you talked about tips, and here's some tips that I will throw to the nation today, which is, maybe you start your day with some gratitude, whether it's after your run, whether it's after you check your phone. Maybe there's a gratitude alarm you set throughout your day and say, hey, what are you thankful for right now? That's something I thought was interesting. Somebody wrote down this idea of, I set an alarm for myself. The title on my alarm is, what am I grateful for?
Yeah.
Pause your day. And then maybe the last one, Nicole, is some people like to end their day on a gratitude note before you go to bed. What are you thankful for?
Yeah, I love that, because it also kind of sets, your kind of for me, just kind of recapping the day, being thankful, and it, I don't know, kind of gives like peace before you kind of just fall into sleep,
I think so. Absolutely. All right, and keeping the theme on giving nuggets to our team, giving nuggets to the world. So, chat, do you wake up today listening to what we're talking about, and you are an AI person or not an AI person, and you want to try ChatGPT? Nicole, it is free today.
I thought it was always free, or that's just the version that I've used.
Yeah, so you needed to pay for Plus,
Okay.
but there's a version now that you don't need to pay for. So, which is basically they're just trying to continue to capture users, right?
Yeah.
So
it's free, like from now on, like going forward.
That's it. Yeah, I just want to get the actual. I want to get the actual. Yeah, so if you want to use 3.5, you do not need to pay. You don't need to have an account. You can just jump in and start going. So you kind of need to have an account up until now. You don't need to have an account. You can just jump in and get going. So
okay.
So if you're looking to try this ChatGPT stuff, today would be the day you might want to consider doing that. So okay, before we get into Creator Spotlight, I'm gonna highlight somebody who I've been following, I've been engaging with. I like his stuff. He creates content. He's in the same space, I guess we are, in terms of trying to help a similar audience. I want to promote that for him. I want to share with him what he's all about, because I think he's doing great stuff. And if we can highlight that, again, that's our mission here. But before we do that, before we do Creator Spotlight, I want to show you my growth stats happening right now on LinkedIn, because I want to encourage you. And I know you're jumping up and down and joining this ride, but here's the last 30 days. Boopity boo. Since we started this journey on the show, where are we here? Share screen window. One tab. There it is right there. Okay, here we go. So this is the last 30 days.
Look at all that green.
Look at all the green, right? So look at my follower count.
Yeah.
Right now I'm adding on average, since April 1st, I've added 18 new followers. I'm adding about almost 7 people a day right now. That's
amazing. That's a lot of videos you're going to be shooting.
Melissa says to me, wow. I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of videos. But anyway, so when I got back on my journey here on LinkedIn, I had 880 followers. That was I don't know, back, maybe October or so.
Yeah.
So I've added 500 since then. You can see my engagement. You can see my posts, my comments, impressions. Now, impressions are down purposefully. Been doing some testing. But look at the engaging.
Yeah.
Right. And look at everything else. The sharing, the likes, the profiles, and the gains, right? Mm-hmm. So what's very clear to me is that it's one thing to post. Obviously, and again, we've talked about it before. Posting's real about, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to find a way to engage with other people's content.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when we're running the show and people are saying, oh, who's Keith? Oh, who's Nicole? They come and look at our profiles and then people follow us.
My profile views have gone up a lot.
Yes, exactly. So if you're maybe an entrepreneur, creator, business leader who's looking to get started, but's thinking about getting started, Keith and Nicole got a seat here. Like, yeah, we probably could maybe invite a third person to the party who wants to join up us in the mornings and be part of the conversation some days, every day. I don't know. Maybe you want to join in live, mornings live with Keith and Nicole and pop in every now and then. Because what probably will happen, Nicole, if they did that?
Oh, yeah.
Probably going to get more engagement with LinkedIn Nation, probably going to get more engagement with the world. So if you want to start building your community, you want to start building your audience, there's a place right here. We're here every day anyways.
Yeah.
So come join us, make some content, and get exposed, network, build your business. Before you know it, you're going to have a significant business you're growing in front of the audience. So, okay, let's get into...
It's not as scary as it seems. I can vouch for that.
Say that again?
It's not as scary as it seems. I can vouch for that.
I'm glad you said that, because it's not. We think of this as a business meeting you're going to anyways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in this theme of continuing to tell Nation that we're here to help you, My vision for this is we can have business conversations, serious conversations, informative conversations that are entertaining, that we can then package up and give our guests, give our colleagues to use in their networks and to build their networks and to build their business.
Yeah.
You're just going to come to a business meeting. You're going to say, hey, Keith, hey, Nicole, I got something I want to talk about today. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's capture it. Let's package it up. Let's promote it.
Underwear optional, So.
Underwear and optional. Yes, exactly. It's funny because I'm just wearing shorts here today. I had a run this morning, and I'm definitely fully showered and fully dressed for the lunchtime show. Mornings, not so much the case, I got to admit.
Yeah, no, I have pajama pants on and slippers every morning.
There you go. Right. So, well, it's middle of the night for you out there on the West Coast. So I can't imagine that you would be fully.
It's my Zoom outfit. You know, like top. Yeah. I
got to crack a joke with my co-host Nicole here. I will say though, you watched the first show, you watched the Today Show, right? First show, makeup's all done, earrings are all done, you're all rocking and rolling, and you're like, all right, 4 weeks in, this is how I am. This is who I am.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's the same thing. If you watch some videos back of my show in September, October last year, before I closed with the peanut butter jar, and if you watch the show now, you might see the face a little less full.
Oh, can you tell a difference since letting go of peanut butter?
Absolutely, I can. 100%. Well, I can tell it in my clothes and the way that I feel. But you just kind of look. I was looking at some old videos yesterday, catching up on some content, even back from like January, and I was like, oh. I was looking a little bloated in that episode. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Bloated? So if you're listening to this right now, you had some food last night. No, it's not bloated, nation. You're just kind of feeling maybe you're fat. There's the word. You know what? That's a good. We're here to entertain. Let me introduce my conversation with John Anderson from yesterday, because it's 2.5 minutes. There's nothing more to say than what I'm going to put here. If you have a child in the room, there's a couple of choice words from John. But if you're laying in bed, or if you're struggling whether you should do something today, if you're wondering whether you should do something today, this will set you up to do something. Make no mistake. Watch this clip.
For the day
it's in the screen
to go again tomorrow. Get up before the day's over. Get ready to go again tomorrow, and it just becomes much more simple. Being overwhelmed and having people tell you that you can't. It's much easier to believe that you can when you got back up, and you stay on the ground and you cry like excuse my language. You lay on the ground like a little bitch. It's very easy to believe people when they tell you can't do it. But when you've got yourself back up, you dusted yourself off, and you're ready to go again, it's very easy to tell those people to fuck off.
It's interesting your approach, John, because what you're telling somebody, and I had the same conversation with my son last week while his team was trying to win a playoff hockey series against a better team. I said, Carter, you guys are going to get your ass kicked in a few periods. Some periods you're going to lose, some games you're going to lose, like setting them up for the inevitable. It was programming, thinking about how they were going to respond when the inevitable happened. Don't think that shit's not going to happen to you, man, because it's going to.
100%. 100%. You need to be prepared to get your ass kicked. Because when you get your ass kicked and you can stand back up, it comes down to you're back on your feet. At some point, you're going to be at the finish line. At some point, you're going to be at your goal. At some point, you're going to be at your dream. And what people tend to not understand is, like, the things that I've done in my life. And I've had a great life. I look back and I think, holy shit, I would have, as a kid, I was dreaming about one of the three things that I did. But when you just break it down to the most simple position possible, and you realize that, okay, I don't need to worry about this goal that might take years to get to. I need to worry about the handful of things that I need to do today to make sure that I win today so that I can continue on tomorrow. When you start stacking up these little wins, days turns to weeks, turns to months. Once you start stacking up months, this is where most people go, holy shit, look what I'm doing. Now, the next fleet of successful people start stacking up years, and it's, whoa, now they're elite. And then when you learn to stack up decades, now you're like an anomaly. So
once you learn to stack up decades, you're an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Like that is so. If that little 2.5 minute bit doesn't give you goosebumps to get you going today, what'd you think of that?
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't get you going. I don't know what would. I mean, that was amazing. He seems really cool.
Super cool dude. So I had a great chat with John Anderson yesterday. We're going to publish that episode today. It was live streamed yesterday. So John was an international, one of the strongest men in the world, like an international strongman champion.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He is an IFBB, like a world bodybuilding champion.
Oh wow. Okay.
Successfully runs a coaching business, and he a bodybuilding strongman. And an entrepreneurial business, which he's successfully achieved over his. And he talks about, I'll use his choice of words. He wasn't the sharpest tack in the drawer growing up. He had a lot of learning disabilities.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I invite Nation to watch that episode. Is certainly an inspiring one, but there's something that will get you going today.
Yeah, he's awesome. Who are you talking to today?
I'm talking to Prince George today.
Like the island? Isn't there an island?
There is an island called Prince George. Yes, there is. I'll share more with Prince George here in a couple minutes. Let's jump back into our creator spotlight today, and then we'll come back.
Running out of time.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and wrap up with Prince George. So I want to highlight our creator spotlight today because I want to highlight this human being right here, which is Ryan Sullivan. So Ryan, again, in this theme of helping others, Ryan he's a podcaster, but he creates podcasts for founders, conversational entertainment that sells for you. He's a founder. He's a rapper. I love rapper.
A lot of musical guys on this week, it seems like.
It's so true. Oh, I love music. We like to weave music in. So Craig Thorne is a rapper too from the Bayos podcast, right? And he's a host. But Nicole, here's what got me. Did you spend you're actually going to ask yourself this question. Did you spend your career hoping you'd be a LinkedIn creator? Well, I don't know if I did, but apparently I am now. But check out this is fantastic. So here's how he writes this. Did you spend your career hoping you'd be a LinkedIn creator? And he says, me either. We're founders. We're not growth hackers. I've been a victim of this too. Don't let LinkedIn make you forget your real purpose here.
Right.
If we're as good as people say we are, we need to create media to match that. And he goes on to say a co-hosted podcast with a partner. No different than what you and I are tossing out to Mike Keating saying, hey, Mike, come create some content. No different than what we did with Sean yesterday, right? And Ryan's like, hey, industry-leading interviews with prospects, solo episodes that coach people while you sleep. Like he's got it all right. He'll help you as a business owner, make you content. You go to sleep and you can go entertain the world.
Yep.
What he said next is what really got me and which emphasizes what I know you're believing in now since you've joined me on this journey, which is the power of video and the power of the fact of this. Prospects, humans want to see you.
Yeah.
In a world of AI-generated text, you are literally just ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
And your message and who you are as Nicole Bernard is getting caught up in a series of words. And I love what he said, because when he wrote this, I'm like, I need to talk about Ryan Sullivan and what he stands for so we can tell the world that if you like what Ryan does and if you want to, get your business to another level, get out behind the pen, get out behind the keyboard, get in front of the video, either come join us and do some stuff with Keith and Nicole or go knock on Ryan's door. Because as he says, Nicole, ChatGPT can write for you, but here's what I love. But it can't do a podcast for you.
Nope. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Has ChatGPT done your Bubbles and Biz podcast yet?
No.
Not that we're promoting that one. So Nicole does her Bubbles and Biz podcast in the closet. So, ChatGPT doesn't go in the closet.
But I'm coming out of the closet. I'm bringing it to video.
I love that we're on week 5 or 4 of this thing, and the sound bites and your confidence in front of the video is just getting better. Yes, I'm glad you're coming out of the closet. Pause.
Like,
Pause.
literally.
Pause. But what also that this whole podcast thing can do is, or these video casts or being on the show is that transcripts. So again, Sean Nason, Mike Keating, when we have this chat, just having a conversation with Keith and Nicole or having a conversation with Ryan, instantly create transcripts with help to optimize the site for SEO.
Yep.
And I showed you how quick that we can create short form video. We can create medium form video like we did with Sean Nason yesterday. Within less than 20 minutes, he got a medium form video ready to go. We do this show anyway, so you want to sit down for an hour, listen, have a topic, like we're going to have a conversation with some neurodiversity experts coming up. An hour is going to go by. You're going to have a long form video that lives forever. And the entire experience, whether it's sitting down with Ryan and building a podcast as a founder or a business owner, or whether it's sitting down with Keith and Nicole, the entire experience makes press for your industry.
Yeah. And like connections too, I mean, once people come in to our community, tribe, whatever, I feel like all we do is like raise them up,
It's true. You're bang on, Nicole. And this is what I love that he said next to wrap it up. Podcasting or making a YouTube channel like we're doing here is the most grown-up form of content creation. That's why industry leaders have their own, and everybody, Nicole, is worried about being commoditized by AI. Yet nobody is creating the thing that it can't beat, which is not only did Ryan say a podcast, but as you and I are showing, we're not AI generated characters. We're real human beings in front of the camera here. And from my point of view, we are building an immense amount of trust every single day. We show up to tell our audience we're here to help you be accountable. And if you want to create content for your audience, you can rely on us to be there.
Totally. Yeah. Even this morning at like 4:20, I was like, doing this again. But we're here and I love it.
Yes, right. So if you're a business owner, business leader, again, the theme today, we want to help you show up for coffee. You're doing it anyways. Half an hour, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, we can help bring you to life. Ryan Sullivan can help bring you to life. And people say to me, Keith, so why do you want to promote others all the time? Because I believe, Nicole, the world's big enough for all of us. And somebody might like Keith and Nicole and somebody might like Ryan Sullivan and not like Keith and Nicole.
Yep.
Right. So there's a billion people on LinkedIn. 99% of them are consumers, not creators.
Really? Wow. I knew it was like a lot. But I didn't realize it was that much.
So when you look at my stats being a creator, I cannot encourage and invite all of you, any of you enough to come join the Keith and Nicole train. We can't pay you, but what we can pay you with, be very serious. What we can pay you with is connections galore. We can pay you with growing presence, and we can pay you with an opportunity that I know is going to unfold around you and in front of you along the way. Just got to show up with us.
And some laughs. I think we can pay
a little bit of laughs. I think so too. 100%. So, okay. So I think I did a better job keeping the show a little more structured today. Still didn't get to Jeffing. So that's going to come up this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dang.
I want to talk Jeffing, but I'll tell you why. So I used this AI tool yesterday, which took the topic of Jeffing, which I did some research on. And then I used this app to create content that we can share with the nation in like less than a minute. Because I'm like, I want to create something aesthetically pleasing, but how do I do it? That's just not that's not old school. It's not plagiarism. I want to create something that's original that we can share with the nation, that's of ours, et cetera, et cetera. I think I discovered it last night. So
I want to Google Jeffing now, but I feel like I should wait.
Yes, wait.
Now I'm torn. Okay.
Google Jeffing. We'll talk Jeffing tomorrow. Okay, promise. Promise. All right, so it's 55 minutes. Still haven't taken Nicole through BAPL HQ. That's coming up too this week. What do you got? So in a minute or less, what do you got going on for the rest of the day today?
Yeah, kids are back in school. I'm gonna hit the gym today, and I'm also getting a massage. How about you?
Oh,
and
excellent.
work.
Excellent. I'm gonna go finish my leg routine. Legs Day's Tuesday, Legs Day today. So what if you're looking for something to do, Business Athlete Nation, I would invite you to do some legs today. It is Legs Day for me. I was starting my want to do a run. I got to do a lift. I'll do a stretch, and then I'll do a little bit of a ride today. And then I'm excited because I'm such a nerd. I'm excited to connect with human beings by sharing videos. I'm really eager to connect with humans today, and that's going to be my mission, to connect with as many humans as possible today.
Awesome. I love it.
Awesome.
It's a great Tuesday. Goal.
It is a great Tuesday. Enjoy your workout today. I'll come knock on your door. Maybe we'll connect this afternoon, okay?
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome. See you, everybody. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.